Oh man, you guys want to see?
Here we go. We're back. What do you got, Drumurboy?
I had a birthday.
Yeah.
My parents.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hey, thank you.
Yay.
My parents sent me a care package with like a whole bunch of stuff. And as a joke, they sent me these.
You can give them to all the kids.
I was gonna say, just give them to small children now.
The funny thing is, I love these.
What is original, huh?
Werther's original, dude.
Don't see those around many a time now.
I always have one in my pocket.
Yeah, thank you.
I've had it since 1964.
Wow. We got Drumurboy, we got Spootnik, we got Refashionista. Who wants to jump to the head of the line in explaining who and what their character is?
I'll go.
Okay. Newton Maxwell, aka the Salamander. Tell me about your family.
So, family grew up homeless in the city, urban homeless.
That's fucking rough.
Yeah. As such, my parents ended up giving me and my 3 brothers up for adoption. The reason they were homeless is because they had actually been exiled from their home, but I never really got the full story of why or how that happened because I was fairly young. Basically, we spent our childhood in the heart of a combat zone.
That's really rough.
Between like rival gangs and shit. But I did have my 3 brothers. I have
my brother, and me. I know.
Yes,
I've heard that podcast.
Exactly. Yeah. Julie and I have seen them live.
Mm-hmm.
Adventure Zone or
my brother,
Okay. Me.
They did Adventure Zone the night before, which was a weeknight, so we couldn't see it. But there were still people cosplaying as Adventure Zone characters.
That was awesome.
Taco, probably.
Yes. And then, but the opening act was Sawbones, which was great to see also. Anyway, 2 younger brothers. One likes me. His name is Darren. I have another younger brother that Hero worships me. His name is Orion. And then I have an older brother who absolutely cannot stand me. He hates me. His name is Raphael. My main trait is I am stable and serious.
That's a good trait to have in your profession.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's all. This is stuff that I rolled. I didn't choose any of these things.
Tell me more.
I do have a pet. I decided it is an albino mouse, and its name is Julius Cheeser.
Amazing. I want nothing less. Julius Cheeser. Tell me one significant trait about Julius.
Well, I mean, him being albino, I think, is pretty significant.
Another trait.
Okay.
I mean, we talking cute tail? We talking he blinks his red eyes very slowly, like wow.
He likes to ride on my shoulder, but tucked under my sweater.
Shoulder-mounted sweater rat.
He'll sometimes poke his nose out and rub his whiskers on me.
So, do you take him on jobs?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have.
Yeah, he's gonna get up into all kinds of business.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the thing is he's actually Julius Cheeser the Third.
I understand now.
It's
got to be tough finding a series of albino rats, albino mice.
I always have my eyes open for them.
You see a mouse, and you're like, "That's Julius Cheeser 4 over there. That's gonna be your son."
I drop everything.
What do you value most?
I value honesty the most.
So you would say honesty is the best policy?
Yes.
Okay.
It is. I feel neutral about most people.
That's as a murderer. That's a good.
Yeah. Well, in general, the way I take that is that when I first meet someone, they're fine, whatever. But if they do something that's fucked up or pisses me off or betrays,
you don't put them up on a pedestal.
Honest, then I'm like, screw them.
All right. Most valued possession.
Yeah. So my most valued possession is a piece of clothing, and it's actually my fingerless gloves that were given to me by what I will get into in my first life event.
David Bowie.
Yeah. When I was 17, I made a male friend. He was like a foster parent to me. His name is Harlan Byrne. He is a Black American. Basically took me and my brothers under his wing. Kind of really was the first one to truly. We were kind of running around on our own until he kind of took us under his wing and really showed us how to survive on the street and in this just horrible area. When I was 18, I had fast affairs and hot dates in the combat zone.
Yeah, tell me about them.
When you live in that type of situation, you learn pretty quickly from a very young age that you need to avoid as many really deep relationships as possible, because one day you could be talking to someone, the next day they could be dead or gone.
I see.
So basically a few dates here or there, some flings. But
well, what about this specific person? Is there a specific person, or it's just
there were many. It's
many
affairs and dates.
Many affairs and dates. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Keep hitting me with it. What's next?
When I was 19, apparently I just sat in a chair and stared at a wall and drooled because nothing happened.
Okay. I mean, look, your event doesn't know it. Life happens at its own pace.
You got all your cyber gear installed, so you spent
we'll talk about that.
the whole year recuperating.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When I was 20, after being so bored from nothing happening, I was like, it's time for more fast affairs and hot dates. So, I went and sowed some more of my oats.
Wow. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are you okay with just having like a kid show up and be like, you're my dad?
I mean, prove it, but whatever.
Okay.
That would be my attitude.
All right. As long as you're fine with this, I'm just writing down here.
It would
possibly fathered many children.
Yeah.
Prove it.
No.
You like Deadeye's 6 guys.
You just McCree's it.
When I was 21, I got lucky.
Yeah, I feel like you've gotten lucky several times so far, but there'll be more.
He's got a Mr. Stud.
So one day this real fancy car was driving around. Apparently it looked like it got lost. I don't know. But one of the gangs in the area had set like a kind of like an IED kind of thing, and it seriously damaged this car. And there were actually people inside of it. I opened up the door looking to score basically like some loot or something, because I figured everyone was dead, but there was some corporate exec in the back seat. I pulled him out, and I kind of took a little bit of pity on him because I could tell he was completely out of his element. And he asked me if I would save him or get him out of there. And I said yes, just spur of the moment, not thinking about it. And because I told him yes, I didn't want to lie to the guy. So I basically got him safely out of this area.
Yeah.
And he told me that, he would owe me a favor one day.
What's this person's name?
He is, wow. I went through all this shit, giving everybody names, and that was the one fucking name I didn't do.
Lance Hardwood.
His name is Chad Blondman.
Wow. What an evocative name. I feel like I know everything I need to know about Chad
That's
Blondman.
all you need to know about Chad Blondman.
Waka waka, bro.
That's right.
Oh my god. Please tell me that he gets executed so we can have like a hanging Chad.
No, please
my
don't.
God.
Listen, I know, bro, that there isn't a lot of surf these days, but surfwear's coming back. I'm gonna make it real.
Wow.
Please don't.
So yeah, that's Chad Blondman. When I was 22, I made a female friend. She was also like a foster parent to me. Her name is Fiona Winslet. She's regular Anglo-American, got red hair.
Does she own a mansion on the side of a cliff?
No. But what was I going to say about her? She's probably around like 38, late 30s. Battle hardened, and taught me. She was one that really taught me how to use a weapon.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
I had obviously been using them before, but she was the one that was really.
She taught you how to regulate.
To get me to focus, because I was so unfocused before. Before I was 22 and met her, I was kind of shooting from the hip. And after I met her, she taught me to really use my, control my breath, use the sights, take my time, and be methodical.
She's your Nate Dogg, and you're her Warren G.
That's
I understand. I've heard this song.
The next year, I made another female friend.
Jesus.
I was running around with, I've been running around with my brother for so long. I finally met a
nice girl?
A nice
maybe?
girl. Well,
settled down and got married? No?
No, she's more like a big sister to me. Her name's Cho Tai. She's Chinese. And she kind of ran in adjacent circles to me for a long time. Like, I knew of her, but never really talked to her. Turns out that we had a lot in common as far as a fondness for long-range target shooting.
So she's also a solo.
Yeah, she's also a solo. She reminds me a lot of Fiona, which is probably why I gravitated towards her. I may have had a little bit of a crush on her, but once I started talking to her, we had that brother-sister vibe. And because I've been so reticent to have a real relationship with anyone anyway, it was pretty easy to put that out of my mind. And she and I, our favorite thing to do is just set up targets, 400-meter range, and see who can get the most bullseyes.
Not shooting the playing card on the spade.
Oh, sometimes.
I've seen the movie SWAT. I know how this works.
Oh my God. Hey, when I was 24, guess what happened?
Did you make
a friend?
Is it a female friend?
No, it is a male, and he's actually a partner. I met a Russian guy named Gori, Gori Nova, and it was good to have him by my side. Basically, he became the only guy that I could trust. He was kind of like my ride or die. You know what I mean? Like, if I was going out on a job, mission, what have you, I randomly got paired with Gory from the guy that would, give us stuff to do. And he was the first guy or first person that I had worked with that didn't just annoy me or piss me off. He just seemed super honest, stable. I kind of see myself in him.
Great. I can't wait to have you kill him.
Yeah. So then now 25, I got a cane because I'm old as fuck and I can't walk anymore.
Just so you know, they have cane swords in this game.
Oh, good. Actually, at 25, I got lucky. Again, a local nomad pack befriended me. Basically, they had seen not only what I had done, but what myself and Gory were able to accomplish as a team. And we just really impressed them. And they I guess they must have thought, man, this would be a good guy to have on our side. So I can now call upon them for one favor a month, which is equivalent to a family special ability of +2, whatever that means.
That's a nomad thing. What is the name of this nomad pack and what's their speciality?
They are I didn't know nomad packs had names. They are
like Hell's Angels, Sam
Renegades.
Crow. The Renegades?
The Renegades. Let me write that down because I'll forget that.
Roughnecks. Rico's Roughnecks, sir.
Renegades.
Hoorah.
And what did you say? What was the other question?
What's their speciality? Do they hit truck convoys? Like, what is their trade in life?
They
move drugs, move weapons.
I would say that they move weapons and also perform the occasional hit. which is how they got notice of me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You got any other years you need to stretch out here?
So the next, no, I'm just kidding.
He's actually 50.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay. All right. Maxine, Martini.
Maxine Martini.
Start with the fam.
Yeah, well, I'm an only child. Both of my parents are still alive, but my family's state is in danger, and I risk losing everything because my family is cursed with a hereditary feud that has lasted for generations. So yeah, that's very stressful. I like to think that Maxine is very close with both of her families. I like to think that they're kind of a family business.
The Martinis.
Yes, the Martinis, of course. I see them being primarily drug runners with like a couple like side hustles as well. But I feel like drugs is what really gets them the most money. My childhood was spent on a corporate controlled farm or research facility. So we'll say corporate controlled. No, yeah, we'll say corporate controlled farm. I do have a question. What is an arcology family? I see, like it looks like that's the lowest caste, but
yes, arcology
I don't
is.
see what that means.
It's being sealed inside of a giant skyscraper that you can never leave from.
Oh wow, that sucks. Oh,
yes.
Okay, that definitely.
Imagine that
everything
you ever need is provided for you. You've never been outside before. Even temperature control is handled by the corporation. Yeah, it's not, well, I mean, it could be great if we lived in a great super technological society and not a shithole, but...
Have you seen the movie Downsizing?
I haven't, but I want to. It looks good.
Yeah, that's basically what that is.
So you live inside of a corporate arcology farm. So before you left that farm had been your entire life.
That's such a great backstory. Wow. Yeah. So what I'm going to build on from that is that we organized an escape from that facility. And I'm going to say that the hereditary feud is with another family that is also involved in sort of gang activity and drug activity. And that's,
of course,
like,
the
our main
vodkas.
conflict
Yeah,
there.
I understand.
Yeah.
What's their name? I don't want to just call them the vodkas, although that is very funny for me.
That's funny, but come on, let's see here. I'm going to literally just call them the Joneses.
The Joneses?
Yeah, we've got to keep up with them.
Wow. All right, I'm writing that down. Got to keep up with them. And they're also a fixer family as well that you have a long-time feud with?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to say yes.
Maybe they were on that same farm and they escaped in a different way from you? Okay.
Yeah. Or maybe, here's a good idea. So we planned our escape together, but then started butting heads after we had actually escaped in trying to like really set up our own territory.
I understand. Differences of opinion once you learn about the real world.
Yes. Let's see here. Motivations. Apparently I'm friendly and outgoing at the same time. The person I value most is my pet chinchilla.
I'm going to ask questions.
His name is Brad. I found him actually very strangely, just like on the side of the road. Like, why is the chinchilla there? I don't know. But he had 2 broken legs. I loved him very much from first sight. So I took him and had his 2 hind legs replaced with cyber legs. So, chinchillas can like kind of hop. He can do that really, really well.
Yeah, like a kangaroo now.
Yeah, like I like to keep him in my Jinko pocket sometimes. Sometimes I leave him at home, because he needs to just chill. But sometimes I like to keep him with me. My chinchilla Brad. What do I value most? Vengeance. I kind of like what you said earlier about this character being just sort of a narcissist, and that kind of looks like everything that I've rolled kind of like leans towards that. How do I feel about most people? Wipe them out and feed them to the cockroaches. I am 25 years old. Age 17, I was hunted by the law, the entire local force. I could see that as being after escaping and starting like the whole helping start the whole family business of drug running and drug selling, not being particularly good at hiding that. And I would say that I probably learned from that experience to be a little more covert in my dealings. Age 18, I made an enemy, a female booster gang member that I'm going to name Lydia Morgan. She was, or still is, I guess she's still alive, Black American. The cause was she was a romantic rival. I see that as being both of us being attracted to the same rocker boy. I see her winning that rivalry. She's high fashion, has long straight hair and a nose ring. We both were very angry at each other. I was going to go into a murderous killing rage and rip her face off. What could she throw against me? An entire government agency.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is she like the FDA or something? Jesus.
This is what
I know, it's amazing.
I mean,
Yeah.
She
Yeah, so
kind of
she's,
sounds like
super
the daughter of a
powerful.
politician or something.
Yeah, I love the
like
idea that she's like
Yeah.
or like a high level snitch or something. But yeah, the daughter of a politician is going down here.
Yeah, I like the idea of her being able to like call her daddy and, you know, make someone disappear.
The ATF shows up at your front door. Wow, you're super screwed. You realize that, right? Like, you have the state police and a whole branch of an American government looking for you. Please continue.
Yes, going great. However, it gets better. Age 19, a powerful corporate executive owes me one favor. The way I see that happening is, so I'm really just gonna like keep bringing up this Lydia character because with every subsequent role, like I just kind of see a story forming here,
Okay.
where I sort of inadvertently ended up saving her life. Where she was about to be attacked by by just sort of like a random gang attack. I just sort of like accidentally, I would say, like pushed her out of the way. But she interpreted that as being me actually trying to save her. So she like said like, oh my gosh, like I owe you, like I know we've had our differences in the past. So age 20, I make a friend out of an old enemy. So that's how I see that evolving. So now Lydia and I like we're cool at age 20. Like that's great. But then age 21, I suffer from illness or addiction. I'm going to go with addiction, and I'm going to say that Maxine became addicted to opioids, and that costs me 1 point of reflex, which is lousy because I really didn't give myself much reflex to begin with. Regret that
Thanks.
now. But I got better. And a lot of that was thanks to my now dear friend Lydia. Pulled some strings to help get me into a top-notch rehab facility. But during that time, as she was helping me, you know, she kind of fell victim to codependency, and we, you know, became closer. So that's where I have a love affair with problems. And I wanted to go to the next level. She wanted to go to the next level, but her friends and family would do anything to get rid of me since I'm from such a lower caste, just kind of a street urchin to them. And so after that, we hated each other.
God, this is a compelling drama. This is like the first episode of a K-pop show.
Age 23, I had a happy love affair. It was, you know, it was briefly lived. Like I'm going to say this would have been with, I'm going to say a nomad. We'll say it's a nomad named, let's see here. I already named my chinchilla Brad. Let's say it's going to be, you're like a good nomad name. Oh man.
Bartholomew Christ.
Yeah, that works. I like that. That's fine. Yep. Thanks, hon. Yeah, with Bartholomew Christ. Hung out with him for a while, just wandering about, like just smoked a lot of weed, really had like a nice like chill time, but then really had to get back to my family, who are very much in danger. So that kind of ended that, but we parted ways, happily. Age 24, fast affairs and hot dates. Yeah. My first real love, left me brokenhearted. Like life is tough here. Life is very hard in Redline City.
It's
like
hard
I really
everywhere.
can't afford to. Yeah, I can't afford to get close to anybody right now. So just taking my kicks where I can get them. And then age 25, love affair with problems. We're going to say this is an on again, off again thing with my girl Lydia. We got back together when I got back in town, but realized, those same issues are still there and we can't get past them. We ended up so what I rolled was we are separated in some way, and I'm going to interpret that as we are separated just by class and lifestyle. And then I also rolled that she still loves me. So, yeah, it's tough. It's complicated.
Okay.
That's what I got.
Excellent. So good.
Sell that shit to daytime CBS.
I was gonna say I have nothing to add here. Like I don't need to poke or prod at this at all. You have assembled a story of tragedy for yourself. I love the ongoing saga of Lydia.
Yeah, like there's a nice little NPC for you. You're welcome.
I appreciate that. I'm already seeing some ways that some of your NPCs are all related to each other here. Drumurboy, it's time.
It is.
Tell me more, tell me more, tell me more.
So, born to a pirate fleet.
Now, pirate fleet, are we talking like actual pirates? Are we talking space pirates? Are we talking dirigible pirates? Air pirates? These are all things that actually exist, or are naval pirates like Somali gangs and stuff like that, or people off the coast of Florida.
It's probably like off the coast of Florida, like Cuba, Portugal, coming up that way.
Yeah. I hear you, Caribbean.
But something terrible happened. He never knew his parents.
He never knew his parents. Wow.
Because his whole family was murdered when he was a child, and he was the only survivor.
Murdered when he was a child.
By other pirates?
By him.
Doesn't know.
They were murdered by Bloody Morgan's government agency. The ATF. Which now deals with piracy.
Yeah, this whole murder thing probably spurs on like an unhealthy obsession with becoming a doctor.
Listen, there are many ways to be driven to become a doctor. Your whole family dying is probably one of the good ones. Your mom sitting over your college brochures going, you should become a doctor. That's one of the worst ones.
Yeah. Spent a flash forward after this terrible event to Coltan, 16 years old, in the Corpum suburbia, relatively safe.
Yeah, Corpum suburbia.
Probably adopted, only child. So I don't know what they saw in him, or maybe they were forced to take him, but they did. So his only child, 17, nothing happened. So you're just kind of like,
wait, before we get too far, I want to know about motivations, the people you value.
Oh.
Yeah, let's not forget that. That's a rich tapestry from which I can weave stories from.
These traits, shy and secretive.
Shy and secretive.
Reason, probably like all his rage is directed inward. Most valued person is he's an only child, but like they've adopted another kid, so
Okay.
it's a sister, and there's probably like, I have to protect you at all costs. Like, you are family now.
Okay. What do you value most?
My word. If I say I'll protect you, I will.
Ooh,
Or
listen
die
to that.
trying.
Listen, that's some big brother shit right there.
It is.
How do you feel about most people?
I hate almost everyone else.
Wow. All right.
But he'll keep his word to them.
Yeah, it's like an I hate you, but it's a facade of we're cool, but inside I burningly hate everyone except for
Ooh.
the people that like.
I got chills.
don't.
It's like looking in a mirror.
Oh,
You hate them because they don't keep to their word. They disappoint you.
maybe.
I don't know. Most prized possession.
It's actually recording. This one I did the most research on. It's recording of
David Bowie, first album.
No, Paco de Lucia. He's a Spanish guitar player from the 70s. It's probably the only, like, if he feels himself getting enraged, this is probably his chill out time. Like, just put on the headphones, close his eyes, and be back maybe in the life he never had before his parents all died.
See.
Kind of shit.
Sailing the open seas.
Yeah.
Committing crime.
Do what you got to do.
Yeah, I understand. I'm not judging.
Yeah, but I actually have like a recording. That's probably it. If you wanted me to.
Perfect. Now let's talk about your life.
In chat, it's like a rare concert of his, I guess.
All right, I'm going to pass it along to the folks in chat here.
Sure.
Because if I start listening to it, it gets caught on the VOD, and that's not good for me.
That's true.
But the chat can get involved in this. So, what else you got for me? What's up? What's next in your life?
Age 17, nothing happens. Just kind of like, I'm assuming this is like his free time trying to figure out what he wants to do. And like, he already knows what he wants to do and just like gathering information about such thing. At 18, an ex-friend, probably because he just hates everyone, also a romantic rival, becomes an enemy. And he doesn't know how to handle his emotions, so he wants to rip their face off.
Okay.
The only thing that would happen is like, if they had a few friends, that would be the only consequence. It's probably like romantic rival stuff. I don't know how to interpret that given the rest of my character, like hating things and people.
Booty
you
call.
could always have like, I mean, it's not so much a booty call, but like imagine like liking someone from afar or being jealous of someone or jealous of another person's
Jealousy would
relationship
make the most sense, I guess.
right? Like
Probably.
the person you love doesn't even necessarily have to know you exist for that to make sense. So.
Yeah. And it's probably like, it also like fits with the whole overreaction if I want to rip their face off because he doesn't know how to handle what he's feeling, like jealousy.
How is it the person who is the surgeon of the group is the most fucked up?
No, that tracks for
I
me.
mean,
Yeah.
Does it?
He's not worried about gore and shit like that.
The more fucked up people are like comedians and psychiatrists.
Yeah, I feel like he's
Dentists.
seen some stuff, you know?
Yeah, well, like he started his life in a bloodbath, so can't get him any more fucked up than that, I guess.
Yeah, true that.
Age 19, I'm assuming like his like obsession and stuff was like starting to pay off, so he's becoming a bit of like maybe a associate or like one of the people at a local clinic or a local pharmacy or something like that, just to like care for people. And he has someone working for him who causes a mix-up, causing massive humiliation, just like the worst. Like, this is the thing he wants to be good at, and suddenly, because of someone else, he screws something up big. And as usual, when things go awry, he wants to rip their face off.
Okay. What's the name of this clinical associate?
I put it in foes. Let's go to random name generator and find out, shall we?
Lance Hardwood. Ted Schmosby.
Lydia.
No Schmosbys.
Lydia Josiah.
Okay, got it. Those Lydias, they just show up in our life and ruin everything, and then they sweep out of it just to come back a couple years later.
Was it Lydia or Lycidia that stabbed me in the back? And
It's Lycidia. It's those L names, you know, you can never trust them.
Yeah, but the problem with that is the person that would come after me if I did rip their face off would be an entire government organization.
Wow. Okay.
So
protected by the FDA.
Yeah, they're someone important, but I don't care. They caused me to make a mistake. So
ooh, this is probably some, like, yeah, again, it's a politician or like a bureau chief's daughter who's doing her like first day on the job as a resident and like mixes up the codeine and something horribly toxic. And they were like, all right, just switch the name on the spreadsheet. It was, what's his name? Bones. All right, it's Bones' fault.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is where, at age 20, things kind of finally level out and everything starts to get more of a cohesive thread to it. Because everything else has been like non sequitur batshit crazy from that point.
It's true.
Like
Tell me
since
more.
birth till age 20. Age 20, he finds his first like actual happy love affair. Like a full year of everything's fine. Like things are going well with work stuff. Maybe due to this person, like evening him out. But yeah.
What's her name? Tell me about them.
Let's find a name. Sophia Chiara. There we go. Maybe another like Hispanic person. Someone like could actually bond with. Let's go.
Okay. What's
she's
next?
got like very similar style to him, so it's like just kind of worked out for a little bit. And then I think through Sophia, like she probably urged him to like quit the clinic and go to college, like try to become better. So he did, ended up like probably hating a lot of university, but he found a teacher there who maybe became the first mentor he's ever had.
Yeah.
Prime NPC target for tragedy, you know?
Yes, I know. Oh, well, you know how I work.
What does the teacher get you in the life path?
It's either a +1 in skill or a +2 new in skill. Like +1 to one you already have, or +2 to a new one.
Tell me this teacher's name.
His name is Philippe Gustave. He's a university professor. Probably the first mentor Colton would ever have, because he hates everyone, but Gustave was a good teacher, too good to ignore. And if Colton could choose a surrogate father, he'd probably choose him.
I feel like this could be a movie all on its own.
Yeah, this is like the last 3 years or last 4 years was like up until the very end of like, what was it?
Not enough to want to be a doctor, Colton. You have to want to help people. You have to learn to love again.
Yeah,
he's saying it. They're both on the roof of a building.
Yeah,
Colton
yeah,
has a bottle in a brown paper bag. There's a rainstorm.
Big spoon got it. It's Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah.
It's not your fault, Chief.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
All right, what's next?
That's the end of his life path so far.
Very well. All right. It took us a while. We're there, friends. Now we're skipping the skills. You get 40 skills inside of your character's specific skill path.
Holy shit.
Your skill path is on page 44 in the book, 47 on the PDF.
It's also if you if you
It-
selected the thing correctly, it should automatically have the skills
true.
on your sheet.
But for instance, Tech will have a unique skill set because he can pick any amount of skills for him.
Wait, what do you mean if I selected my thing correctly on the sheet?
You did, Spootnik. Okay. You're a solo, so your primary skills should be there, but they're not. Interesting.
They're not.
I don't know why.
Maybe just select a different class, then select.
Yeah,
that
I'm
class
gonna do
again.
it for you real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, solo's the default, so I think you have to select
There you
something
go.
else and then.
All right, your skills popped up now, Spootnik.
Yep.
Yep, you got it.
So I have a question about skills, AP.
Yes.
I know there's some optional rules in both the core book and the splat books that you can swap out some of the
No.
core skills. Okay, fine.
That was a quick answer.
You would have to make like the only way that I'd accept that is if you select it if you made like a whole new group, but you wouldn't get your bonus superpower if you did that. Like you would get like on the side they have
Like
some stuff there
the
about it.
wild side fixers. Each different archetype gets a different
Don't worry.
one.
Shh, don't worry.
Okay, it's fine.
I will listen. I want to make the fixer experience for you. I want to offer you a palette of options. I use charcuterie bar too much lately, so palette. I'm talking creams of guns. All right. I'm talking watercolor drugs. All right. Maybe we get in there with some dark armors.
What is the maximum main skill? It's 6, right?
Yes. All right. So this is.
I thought you said 7.
You can get 6 or 7 is where you want to be for your main skill. So for solo, it's combat sense. For fixer, it's street deal. You don't want to really be lower than 6. But I'm putting a cap at 7.
And the total number of points for primary skills was how many?
40.
40.
Okay.
And
It
I
keeps
think
track
you have to
of
put
the
at least
number.
1 point into each skill. By the way, you can't zero any of them out.
In the book, is there a definition of what these all are?
Yes, they continue on the next page, so they'll be down on page 46.
Gotcha.
But
skill descriptions.
most of them are pretty self-explanatory. The only real differences is their like human perception is like looking at someone for tells, and like awareness / notice is like what you think. Persuasion is also like fast talk. So if you want to be like confusing with how you talk and stuff, then yeah, that comes into play. And
So-
the attractive skills, they're mostly for like making sure that your clothing is appropriate and stuff like that for whatever situation you're going into. in a lot of
Each
cases.
skill is going to give you minimum caps. Like if you get a +3 in this, you'll be able to convince people of minor scandals, or if you have a +6, you're capable of taking apart rifles. If you reach that and you want to do that thing, I'm not going to make you roll for it. So like if something says you're as good as a fighter jet pilot at flying VTOLs or helicopters, I'm not going to make you roll to fly a helicopter except if someone's shooting at you or you want to barrel roll in a helicopter for some reason. You're just that good. You don't need, no one questions your ability.
So for skill buying, is it like first one costs 1, second one costs 3 or something
No,
like that?
they all
Like-
cost 1 to start with.
okay.
So some of
when
the
you're
skills
actually playing the game, that'll be the case. But when you're in character creation, it doesn't work like that.
So some of the skills are going to have a number next to them, specifically martial arts. Almost all have them, like a 2 or a 3 that indicates it's twice or 3 times as hard to learn as normal.
Okay, so I was going to pick wrestling, which
Right.
is
So
1.
just know that now in character creation, it all costs 1 now. It's leveling it up in the game using experience points that is difficult.
Okay.
So just know that wrestling has a large number of moves that are associated with it, but it doesn't have a lot of the stabbing combat moves. It's got a lot of like disabling moves.
Yeah. So I took, for example, Spirity, if you look on page, if you're looking for martial arts,
I'm looking at it right now.
I mean, okay, so if go to page 100 in the book, and it will tell you the specializations of each martial arts that you can pick.
Wait,
for
physical
example,
page 100 or PDF 100?
Yes, physical page 100.
Okay.
And it'll tell you the breakdown of what each one does. Like, for example, wrestling, it has throw, hold, escape, choke, sweep, and grapple, but it doesn't have any strike, kick, block, dodge.
Well, no, it wouldn't because it's wrestling.
Correct.
I know, but like this will break it down for you, and it also gives you the bonuses on each one.
Yeah, but I know what wrestling is. Like, I used to wrestle, so like I kind of want to take that because
Understood.
Like
just as long as you're comfortable with that. It'll also be very easy to level using experience in the future.
Yeah, like for example, I took Taekwondo, which is like one of the harder ones to do, but during character creation, it's like the most cost effective.
So my question is, okay, so
where's Taibo? I did that.
Taibo
didn't exist when this was.
We're gonna walk it out.
Yeah.
Is that, you mean Taibo?
No,
Like Taibo?
Taibo is a martial art from the early 2000s before this game was written.
No, it's like the jazzercise of martial arts. Yeah.
CrossFit.
Yeah.
So when I go to do martial art, I put in name wrestling. Hold on, martial art. So it says skill. I guess that needs to match the skill number that I pick. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the thing with martial arts and what sets it aside from just punching a dude, like in melee or whatever, is your skill. Like if you have wrestling 4, for example, then whenever you do damage with wrestling, it'll add 4 to the damage.
So my question is, under this, it says strike, punch, kick, etc., etc. What do I put in those blocks on the character sheet?
That's what I'm saying. Like you go to page 100, it'll have the breakdown of all the bonuses you get.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I got you. Okay.
Page 103, and if you want to skip to it or whatever. So,
I have a question about languages.
Yes.
So the languages that we know from our being born, those count in the skills or don't count in the skills?
They do. You have a +8 in it. You're unless you want to write a dissertation at a graduate level, I'm not going to make you roll for the language ever.
Okay.
If you want to pick up another language, like if you were for some reason pick up French,
so the 3 languages that you get from character creation, you have a +8 and that's it. And
correct.
If you want to learn something else,
you have to put skill points into it. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
And just so you know, the way that it works in game, if you like, this is why you need to consider what skills you want very carefully, because the way that it works in game, if you want to level it up, it is the current, like, so basically if you want to go from 3 to 4, you basically have to have 40 experience points in order to do that. So
the other thing to keep in mind is that you can get a piece of cyberware installed at the base of your spine that allows you to put computer chips in you that can give you up to a +3 skill. Not a +3 skill bonus, it's just a 3 in a skill. A 1, 2, or 3 in a skill. So conceivably, you could learn conversational French in an afternoon by plugging this thing into you.
It's also worth pointing out, if, for example, you have handgun 1, and then you get a chip with handgun 3, your skill is only going to be handgun 3. It doesn't add on to your current skill.
Well, the chip always overwrites whatever you would have. So if you have better than the chip,
7,
you still end up with a 3 because the chip takes it over. It should be noted that the chips are all going to have like a specific style. Like one's from Medtech, which is the pro-American, maybe slightly racist company, are all going to be like cowboy draw, you know, clear leather as quickly as possible, come with the gun cocked out and do a wide cowboy stance. Weaver, go for a shot. You know, like Arasaka might be a totally different draw style, but the movements are all pre-programmed into your brain via the chip.
Yeah, I actually posted this image in the Discord chat, which is basically, it is a chip that you can get that teaches you all the Kama Sutra, as well as like
No.
the pickup lines that you can say to people and stuff.
Nope.
It was just funny. It's actually in the book.
Yes.
It's in the book.
Something you can buy.
Thank you for the raid, Goblin Cave.
Also in the book is the cyberware Mr. Stud.
Yes.
Oh, everyone knows
Well, we all have a nice little lull over the Mr. Stud sexual implay.
I can't wait to add one.
It was literally like the
There's
first thing I
there's a
pointed out
female
when I was
version of it,
showing her
but
where the
yes.
cyber was to me. I was like, hey, you get Mr. Stud.
I believe Mr. Stud says all night, every night, and she'll never know.
That's what I should have named my chinchilla.
Mr.
Oh,
Stud.
shit.
Holy shit. Wow. That brings into several questions here. Questions I don't want answers to. Please don't tell me. All right.
Why are you making me do so much math, Arthur? God damn it.
So the one thing to keep in mind is that having a teacher in this game teach you skills means you learn way faster than any other way. So if you invest in education, you could be of great value, both literally and figuratively, to others.
Yeah, I hate everybody, so that's not happening.
I think I got a pretty good education score, so I'm thinking education's empathy, right? Or is it intelligence?
I don't know.
I think it might be
I
intelligence.
think it's intelligence.
All right. Grimdark James has the following to say. I love the chipware known as redundancy loop. It gives you a skill rating, but you always fail the skill at the last moment. It's good for playing golf with your boss. You look like you can play, but you can never beat the person you're trying to impress.
Shit.
Yes. it's in I think Chromebook.
good.
I'm sure it's in a Chromebook.
Yes.
You guys in your Chromebooks.
Love the
Dude,
Chromebooks.
the Chromebook is so good. No other game I've ever seen has just a catalog. It's literally a catalog with ads in it.
Yes.
For
Well,
non-existent
the
stuff.
good news
It's
is
so
that
good.
Maxine is going to have access to those catalogs on a general basis, and Pascal will have access to let's call it dark cyberware.
Nice.
I loved just the shopping element of this game.
I can tell. But
Yeah.
we'll get you into some shopping, but I don't want everybody to go crazy with the Chromebooks early on, or you guys are going to end up with like jetpacks and dick lasers, and I'm going to be like, guys, I'm trying to tell a story here.
No. We don't want dick
Ruin another
lasers. We
pair of
want dick
pants.
chainsaws.
No, please don't.
I want dick jetpacks, okay?
Well, all right.
What's the difference between human perception and awareness notice?
Human perception
so
is about knowing about people. Awareness notice is about knowing about things.
Okay.
It's also
This fits
human
then.
perception is also used for like looking at someone with a tell if they're playing like a poker or like maybe they're lying. You use human perception.
Human perception
So-
you would use to tell whether someone's about to draw a gun out on you. Awareness you'd use if someone is drawing a gun on you.
This fits then. I put 1 in human perception and 5 in notice.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to split 40 points over like that many skills because
10,
you
yeah.
end up with like a lot of 4s and 3s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
it is
I'm
what
not
it is.
intimidating at all. Like, not a bit.
That's rough. I mean,
just
you
wish
run
this
these
PDF
streets somehow.
I wish this PDF had like in the skills menu a click to find the actual like info paragraph about it.
Yeah, it's not too hard. There's a skill
Cyberpunk
description
2020
software, so-
Beyond.
Yeah, really. Well, because they're broken down by one of your core stats.
I
They're
love
not
this.
alphabetical or anything.
Dr. Colton's PhD thesis is the dick check pack. It's the ultimate. It's
Okay.
the holy grail of his life. He's been designing is the dick check pack.
You pull a rip.
I've got a
out of
plus
your ass
14 in
and that's how you
Intimidate,
started,
so-
You have a plus 14. Oh, from your skill. I was gonna say. All right.
Have
I've
you
got
ever wanted to do
4 for
46
skill and
front-
10 for cool.
All right. So you're pretty good at intimidating
Wow,
people.
you have 10 in cool.
I have
My
10
God,
cool and
dude.
10 empathy, which is going to go down really quick once I put on my cyber.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like a dark
Yeah.
cyberware jockey right there.
Have you ever
Well,
wanted to do
they
46
specifically
front-
say that fixers are not supposed to have cyber unless you're a cyber specialist, and then, you know.
My God, you know
You're
what?
saying
I've-
you're
I've
good at
played-
going to
cybering,
shit.
Glimo?
I've played a lot of this game, Glimo. I've never seen anyone put anything into cool. So
I thought
good job.
Dante had some cool.
Well, almost all my rolls were 9s and 4s.
Yep, I get you. I get you. I ended up going 9 reflex, 9 in 10 empathy. Like that.
Yeah,
those are my three.
That sounds like a man who wants to shoot somebody.
I put the 4 in reflex, so you guys are all going first.
No, that sounds like a man who wants pickup skills, Arthur.
That's true.
All right, I've got.
Oh god, I have a 3 reflex now after my drug addiction. That's not good. That's real bad. I'm real squishy.
40 points. So let me run this by you guys. So combat sense, I put 7.
Yes,
that's my main.
That's the one. That is also so. Just real quick, your main class skill, like in your case, combat sense, Spooty, represents how much starting money you'll have as well. So.
Okay. Handgun, I put 2. Melee. Oh, I'm sorry. Handgun, I put 3. Melee, I put 2. Awareness, notice, I put 5. Martial arts is at 4. Weapons tech, I put at 5 because that means I can like build shit, right? Like
it means you can maintain weapons. Stuff and stuff like that. Yeah.
Rifle, I put at 6 because that's going to be my main weapon.
Good choice.
Athletics at 4, submachine gun at 2, and stealth at 2. Should I make athletics 2 and stealth 4?
I mean, it really depends on how you want to play your dude. Like running around with a rifle means you're not going to be stealthy for very long.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
all right.
So yeah.
The thing to know is that most rifles can't be hidden. So
okay. So I don't.
They can't. You need a like a leather, like a duster, like a jacket.
Even that won't work. Most rifles have no concealment.
Yeah. That's fine.
So I don't need. I was just reading through medical tech. I don't need first aid if I have medical tech. This medical tech functions as first aid, but they get a bonus for healing.
Correct. Because you are a medical tech.
Yeah.
You are better at healing than the normal person.
Okay. So I don't need to take first aid as a secondary.
Correct.
First aid is like how in the army, like everyone carries like morphine and bandages and stuff.
Cool.
Like that's literally like, oh, I'm bleeding. I'm going to stop my friend from bleeding before I call over a medic, sort of thing. And then the medic will come over and Medtech someone, right? Like that's sort of the difference there. So
cool. Okay, so from my teacher, I get like +1 to an int-based skill.
Yeah.
Or +2 to a brand new skill.
Yes.
So what exactly does that mean mechanically?
It means if you have a int skill, you can add 1 to it, or you can take a totally new skill and start at 2.
Yeah. What are int skills are doing?
I see. That is the question. All right. I think it's back on page 50 something. The answer to that is it's on page 48 in the PDF. Tech skills are at the bottom.
So master skill list is what you want.
Well, it's not the master. Master skill list. Yes.
So that's on page 45. And then it's broken down into int. So that is like stuff like biology, botany, chemistry, composition. Like, for example, one of the things I suggest you get if you don't have it is education and general knowledge. That one's a good one, just as a all thing.
I have education. It doesn't have a general knowledge attachment.
Oh no, it's education and general knowledge.
That's the full name of the skill. But education is fine. That's a good one to have. It means you can teach people skills.
Yeah, library search is also really good.
You need library search if you want to access the internet via data terminals.
Yeah, I remember in our Patreon game, I accessed the
Library of Congress. Yes.
Yeah.
That's very snow crashy.
The cops fight each other.
Yes, it worked out very well.
Jillian did.
Well, that's what you have fixers for, is to seal the deal. They're big picture.
And I mean, like, then there's like,
if you need education for teaching, what does the teaching skill do?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, teaching allows you to teach people. Education and general knowledge allows you to. I would ask you to roll for it if you want to be like, do I know this, that, or the next thing? It covers everything. My bad. Yeah, they're two very different.
So teaching would be good to open on a +2?
Yes.
From a teacher?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Education and general knowledge is like being someone who can say, well, actually, on the internet, but be correct. It's like during the Patreon game where I was like, the first time someone used Avatar was in Neuromancer, and then Glimo was like, well, actually, it was in this video game, and I was like, all right, okay, you got me there, but I like my cute story better.
So that's a free 2 skill points, so I still have my 10 from the other from like leftover. Sick. Okay, getting it.
That's so that's for the secondary skills, right? The pickup skills.
Yeah. Pickups.
What about what type of medtech are you? Are you just general meat and flesh, or are you cybertech?
It didn't have a subcategory when I checked.
It doesn't have one, but it depends on what skill you put more into. I mean, it sounds like you put a lot in a medtech to start with, which is a good call.
I did, like you said, the max was 7.
Yeah, 7. Yep.
So I did 7 medtech, 3 basic tech, 5 education, 5 awareness notice, 6 pharmaceuticals, 3 zoology, 4 cryotank, 1 human perception, 6 diagnose, 1 library search.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 diagnose will be good. Yeah, for sure.
You can now always spam the phrase, it's never lupus.
Yeah. That's who my character is going to turn into if he ever gets old enough.
Wasn't there one episode where it was lupus, though?
Yes.
Okay.
He also hides his drugs in the book about lupus, so...
What's the core mechanic for the system? It's a D10. So exploding D10s and critical fails on a 1. So that's the basic system.
Okay. So
also, if you don't know this, at the very top of your sheet, it'll actually count how many skills you have.
Yeah.
So
it'll count how many skills you got in regular and all this stuff.
Yep.
Oh shit! I was doing math like a chump.
Same here.
Yeah. What is? I'm curious, Glimo. You rolled the highest. What is your attribute score?
4. So I had 2 10s, 4 9s.
No, at the very top, it'll tell you.
And 4 4s.
Total.
Oh, 63.
Oh, I'm above that. I'm at 71.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I got 64.
I'm at 51.
I was
God.
high and low. I had 2 10s, 3 9s, and 4 4s.
I think
So I've got
me
4
and
dump
Andrew are the
stats.
lowest.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The
You're
lowest
51,
roll
I'm
I had
57.
3 6s, and then 7, 1 7, 1 8, 2 9s, and 2 10s.
I tell you what, I'm glad our solo rolled the fucking highest. Like, I'm real glad.
Absolutely.
That's the case.
Well,
When it comes to shooting someone, he's the guy.
our fixer number 2 also rolled really high, especially on like the low rolls. Got like a 9 out of 10 on doubles. So what is the empathy? I'm gonna go into cyberware for sure.
Yep. So
So for
empathy,
every
the way that
10
it works, yeah. So when you say, let's say you get a new arm, like a cybernetic arm, when you imply it, you have to roll 2d6 plus how many options you have. So there'll be a humanity cost associated with every single piece of tech you get. Sometimes it's a standard number, like 1, 2, or 0.5. Other times it's 2d6, 1d6, 1d6 divided by 2, that sort of stuff, right? You total that number up after you finished, and then for every 10 points you get, you remove that many points from your empathy score. And if your empathy score goes below 2, you're not allowed to put any more cyberware in your body, basically.
And what does it do? Like with empathy 8 right now, what am I god rolling at? Is it like,
what do you mean?
Like what skills would I use for? Is it like an empathy
In the
save?
basic skill chart.
Yeah, empathy is human perception, interview, leadership, seduction, social, persuasion, perform.
Yeah, that's basically your charisma skills.
Yeah, all the social type stuff.
And basically, like the empathy, the lower your empathy, the less you care about human beings. essentially. So if your empathy is like 4, for example, you just really couldn't give a fuck about the person next to you.
I could go full house and just like not care about people and only want to solve the puzzle.
At empathy 1, you have no problems eating another human being.
They are delicious.
Don't say that.
Long pig.
I don't want you to encourage anybody.
So, are we on secondary skills now?
Yes, so that's your reflex plus your int. You can take anything you want from the list.
Reflex.
As long as it's not, your primary skills.
So I get 18 points to spend.
Seems right.
Hey, brother. You and me, both int and reflex at 9, yeah?
Well, reflex is at 10 and int is at 8, so 18.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
cool. Yeah, so
Spread them around.
Yeah,
I highly suggest you take weapon skills.
Yeah, I took submachine gun 4, disguise 3, wardrobe and style 2, driving 1, taekwondo at 4, but then I got at 5, but then I got a +1, so that makes me 5. Interrogation 0, strength feat 1. Interrogation 0 because it's going to come from my cyberware, so I don't know if I'm going to get it yet, so that's why I put it there. Strength feat 1, stealth 1, and library search 1 for 18.
So,
So for you, Spootnik, you might want to consider a rifle. If you're a real badass, you might want heavy weapons.
Primary.
Okay, submachine gun.
You can't take any primary skills off.
Yeah, submachine gun is a primary.
All right, consider heavy weapons then.
So how many secondary skills can we add?
Reflex plus int.
As many as you want, as many as you have points for.
Okay.
It's your
And what is the
reflex plus
maximum
int.
that I can give the secondary skill? Is it the same thing, like 7 or less?
No, oh, sorry. Just to be clear, you can put as many points into a skill as you want, with the exception of your fixer skill street deal. My apologies.
Okay.
You can't level that above 7.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And
Any other skill you
requirement
can get up to a 10 in.
Okay, cool.
I highly
can't
suggest you
put-
take a gun skill if you don't have one.
Also, dodge is good as well. If you're not going to take any martial art, at least take dodge, because dodge is how you defend against melee attacks.
Yeah.
Good point.
And
Very
it also
valid.
in this with the homebrew rule that Arthur has about guns to the head, it also means you can defend in that instance. So,
Well, you said we could also use melee, right?
you can use
martial arts or dodge in order to
martial
dodge
arts.
attacks. Yeah.
Oh,
So
then
Melee
but
would be
only if
stabbing.
your
I misunderstood you.
Yeah, but only if martial arts has the dodge ability in it. Some of them don't have dodge, so that's the main reason why I took taekwondo over karate, because karate doesn't have the dodge.
Some other things to think about: drive skill, if you want
I've
to
got
drive a
drive.
car or a motorcycle. Pilot, if you want to be a cool pilot person, like maybe you
It's
have
also
a
worth pointing.
dirigible, you live in a blimp.
Yeah. It's also worth pointing out that you can get interface plugs that go into cars, but
Yes.
that's not necessarily.
It's
not
also
a drive skill.
incredibly expensive because the car costs twice as much as well.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. The same thing with guns. If you want a smart gun, the gun costs twice as much.
For my Patreon group, one of the characters made Knight Rider.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So he has the
That's
car.
So good. Nice.
Okay, so quick question. Human perception, is that an int?
Human perception is empathy.
Empathy. Drive is
Reflex.
reflex. Streetwise is
That's a great question.
Empathy, I believe.
Nope.
really?
Streetwise is cool.
Oh,
okay.
Cool, yeah.
All right. So I just took 4 secondary skills. I don't know if that's a good or bad. I took heavy weapons, human perception, drive, and streetwise.
Okay.
Does that
Yeah.
seem reasonable?
It's a low number of skills, but I'm assuming you're very good at them.
Yes, 4,
Okay.
4, 5, and 5.
Yep, that's pretty good.
What do I need
Other
to
ones I
rest?
would consider you taking Spoody, would be like strength feat is also really good.
What is
Especially
it?
if you have a high strength feat. It allows you to do feats of strength, basically like lifting things and pushing things and whatnot.
Winning that carnival game with the hammer?
I'm not going to be your camel. You carry your own shit.
No, this is literally like if something falls on someone and you can pick it up off them.
Well, use your cyber arms and pick yourself up by your bootstraps and throw it off.
What are
the dick lasers for, guys?
Yeah. I bought this dick laser. I might as well use it.
Yeah. The other one that you might consider taking is persuasion or interrogation.
I thought, you know what? Actually, I am going to add interrogation because I was thinking about that. I'm going to do that.
You're going to be a real scary dude then.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is your cool at, by the way?
6.
Oh, you're at Mike Posner levels. All right.
Mm-hmm. The other one that might be kind of interesting as well for you is like potentially, I don't know if melee is a class skill for you. It
is.
Actually. Okay. Wardrobe and style is also always fun to have because otherwise you're always out of place if you don't have it.
All right, wardrobe and style, I'll do that. Yeah.
Bones is almost always out of style.
Personal grooming is useful to have as well because like if you want to like, you know, fit it, like let's say we go undercover as like corporate security or whatever. In a lot of cases, it might require you to like match their ethos or something like that, which is like, you know, must be clean shaven and blah, 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 right? Like personal grooming helps with that.
All right. So interrogation is under
cool.
Mm-hmm. And wardrobe and style is cool, I'm assuming.
No, that's
attractiveness.
Attractive.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, so I got heavy weapons at the top, human perception, drive, streetwise, interrogation, wardrobe and style.
Mm-hmm. That sounds pretty good to me, I think. You said you had a martial art, right?
Huh?
You picked a martial art?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I only had 12 points to distribute, and I went with dodge and escape for 4, resist torture / drugs for 4, and wardrobe and style for 4.
Nice. Yep. It's also worth it is worth putting 1 point into something if you want to use that skill, only because if you don't have the skill, you literally cannot roll. So if you want to like do driving, you can't drive unless you have 1 point in.
Yeah, like I put 1 point in wardrobe and style.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to do some driving here. There we go. We'll do 2 wardrobe style, 2 driving. There we go.
Yeah.
At 2 wardrobe and style, you're good at choosing clothes from off the rack.
Oh, I don't like that. Okay, we're going to go like 4 there and take over somewhere else.
+6 is your friends ask you for wardrobe tips and you never buy anything off the rack.
What does 1 get me?
Nothing.
Oh,
so it means you can make a roll.
It means you can roll for it.
Okay.
From the teacher thing, I put 2 into teaching. Can I add a point to that after it's already open?
Yes.
Sick. Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll do that then.
So, Spooty, the other one that might be worthwhile taking is demolitions for tech. That's like setting C4 and setting landmines.
If I want things to go boom, I've got heavy weapons.
Excellent.
Cool.
That's a great answer.
Shit, you can't take dodge as a chip skill in the basic book.
Nope.
Someone was looking to pick up some neural wear, I see.
Yes.
He's going to chip himself in all over the place.
Okay.
What I love is that they turned the song from this book, Chipping In, into an actual song. Chipping In by Samurai.
Which is actually like the real life band who did Chipping In is like a well-known rock band. They just renamed
really
Samurai
good.
For a bit.
I like it.
I forget who was it?
Well, what I know is that Johnny Silverhand is Keanu Reeves.
So what is chipware if chipware socket? What is that?
Okay, so chipware is a device placed at the bottom of your spine, and you can insert computer chips in it that can give you to a +1 to a +3 in a skill. So that doesn't mean a bonus.
Start
That's it. You can start with it. It costs a lot of money, but I can offer you a deal for free cyberware with no strings attached, 0 strings at all. You just get free money and you don't owe anybody anything. Asterisk.
Oh yeah,
the Neuralware processor costs 1,200 €1 in order to get it. So,
how do we know how much cash we start with?
We'll get to that next.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So the real life band is refused.
Interesting.
So what's the deal?
Great question. The deal of what?
The chipware deal that you were just talking about.
Oh,
10,000 €1 to spend on cyberware, but they bug it or make it bad.
We'll talk. Something bad will happen as a result of it. Either you had to go fight in a shitty war in South America,
sure,
or the mafia owns you. They have a way to shut it down. You're not allowed to hurt people from the corporation that bought it for you. You physically cannot interfere with them. Yeah, we'll offer that deal later. Let's talk about the now. Is everyone done skills?
Yes.
Now, just know, throughout the week, I will let you go back and edit in your skills a little bit, because some of you might come to some different conclusions. We're now turning to the bottom of page 58 in the book, 61 on the PDF, which is your occupation table. If you have a 7 in your main skill, you should see that there's an amount of money you will get for it. For instance, fixers are enforcers, and at that level they get 5,000 a month. Each of you will roll 1d6 divided by 2. Is it 2 or 3? For how many months of starting
divided
funds?
by 1d6 divided by
3. So you'll either get 1 or 2 months of pay. Congratulations, enforcer Maxine. You get 10,000 bucks to start with.
$5,000.
Pascal, only 5,000. Newton, you get the meager 4,500 for being muscle. Dave, here's your big one. Ooh, no! Looks like you just got hooked up into Cyber Wars, buddy.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, my cyberware list was 10,000 €1 in total, so I was planning on that anyway.
Mash Nathers section editor made 3,000 bucks.
Yeah.
Next up, you can move on to the items list, which is on page 61/64. You're going to start with weapons. After weapons, it should go through armor and then general gear.
I have a question about weapons, Arthur.
Don't spend all of your money on weapons, because you're going to want a place to live, the food and utilities. These all cost money, a cell phone plan, a bank account. What do you have a question about weapons?
Gotta pay off some student loans.
Can I get an availability P item as a fixer? I want a needle gun.
You want a needle gun? Interesting. Is it an exotic tech?
No, it's in the main book. It's in,
but
yes,
it's under exotics.
Tech, yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
So what exactly does a 4 mean for me? Is it just like that times the number that is in
times
that
2. So it's you get Medtech times 2. So you get $10,000.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. It's a lot of money. It's almost as much. I mean, it's the most in the group.
Doctor, man, charge out the ass.
Yeah, you're a ripper doc, so that's right where you want to be. I will let you take needle gun. Just know that you're gonna have to go out there and street deal for guns. I'm sorry, for drugs to put in it.
Okay.
What is so I'm looking at rifles, RIF +1, 0, -1. What does that mean?
Accuracy.
So the +1 is accuracy bonus.
Okay.
The number next to it is like the concealment. So the N means you just can't.
Yeah. So rifles almost all have N except for Chromebook ones. The one after that is how available it is. C is common.
Yeah, common. E is exotic or
Next
something.
to it is the damage it does and the caliber of the ammo. Next to that is the number of shots it can fire, like the number of shots in the magazine, and then next to that is the number of rounds it can fire in one 3-second round of combat. And Next to that is the reliability rating. So VR is very reliable, ST is standardly reliable, UR is unreliable. This will be when it jams, and then range and cost is at the end. The skill to roll it is the very first thing you see. So as a heavy weapons expert, you might want to consider getting a 20mm cannon or a missile launcher, something along those lines. You're capable, or a flamethrower. Look at that. You have the flamethrower skill.
I do.
Yeah, because you have heavy weapons.
Oh.
The flamethrower is heavy weapon. It costs 1,500 Eurobucks, so that's a whole lot of money. It's an incredible amount of money.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking I'm going to buy a really good rifle and then like kind of a shitty handgun or something.
Okay, well, if you're looking for a really good rifle, might I interest you in either the Finral or the Kalashnikov
What
A80?
does the AP mean next to ammo
Armor
type?
piercing.
Armor piercing.
Okay.
Costs 3 times as much.
Thank you.
I think I'm going to take the Kalashnikov.
All right, that's a comment. You're Russian, aren't you?
No, my partner was though.
No. Oh, right. Yeah, you're English. Yes. All right. I mean, Kalashnikov A80 heavy rifle, firing 7.62 ammo.
So I'm taking the HNK MPK11.
Ah, the Heckler and Koch.
SMG.
Still very popular. Yeah.
But I'm getting it as a smart gun, so it's 1,400.
Wow, doubling it up, huh? Okay. All right. I mean, I don't have to tell you, but I am going to tell the audience that a smart gun requires a whole bunch of extra stuff, like smart gun plugs, interface link. Are you getting a cyber optic targeting scope?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. So at the end of all of that, you should end up with like a +3 to hit, based on.
Yeah, no. +3. Yeah.
I'm walking the audience through it. That's why you pay all the big bucks, is for a +3 to hit.
Mm-hmm. So it'll be 4 + 3, which is 7, making my SMG skill like quite good, +9. So
that's not bad.
I'm rolling at a +16 on my SMG, which is not bad, and the 200-meter range is also.
And it's a German gun. They say the Germans, they make good things. Good craftsmanship.
Yeah, and the damage output is actually quite good.
They call it a heavy SMG for a reason.
Yeah.
12mm is a weird caliber, though.
It is, yeah. It is, but it's not as weird as 11mm.
I can't wait now. Well, 11, I always listen. I'm not a gun nut, but I always thought of 11mm as pretty common. I'm sure YouTube comments is going to be full of people telling me how wrong I am.
Well, they say that the MPK11 is the most popular solo SMG.
That doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's good damage and high rate of fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's ACC in the ranged weapons?
Accuracy.
So that's like it's like some guns are so accurate that they give a bonus, and some are so
inaccurate they give you a penalty.
Recoil. Yeah.
So is that the first number there, like the -1?
Yeah, like +1 or minus. For instance, the Kalashnikov is a -1 for our solo boy.
But it makes up for it by rolling a whole another d6 for damage.
Yeah, of damage.
I'm just looking at the FN-RAL heavy assault.
Yep, that's a good gun.
Never mind.
It's a huge FN rifle.
Yep.
It's pretty much the biggest gun you can get in the game, besides the 20mm light autocannon. Just to be clear, that autocannon is not street legal. So you walk around with it, someone's going to call the cops and they're going to shoot you in the face.
ACC again, remind me what that is. Accuracy. And that is under.
That's the first number you see.
It's the first number you see. So for your Kalashnikov, it's -1. Yep.
Gotcha. ROF rate of fire is
the second number 25. After the damage. Yeah.
25.
So 35 rounds in the magazine, 25 can be fired in one go.
Where it says clips, does that mean 35?
No, clips is the number of magazines that you have.
Oh, how many magazines do I have?
I don't know. How many magazines are you going to buy?
What do they cost? Where do I find that?
They're at the end of the weapons section, and the answer to that is Reloads and ammunition options is on page 64. The dependency is whether or not you're getting armor-piercing rifle ammunition. If not, regular 7.62 rounds are €40 for every magazine. So,
sorry, where do you see this?
Page 64, 67 in the PDF. Middle right side of the page is reloads and options. Assault rifle is €40 for a round of 100.
Okay. So,
and then it costs 3 times as much if you want to get armor-piercing rounds, which at a weapon with your extremely high level of damage might not be a bad idea.
Well, I didn't think I could use armor-piercing rounds with it.
Yep.
You can.
You can use it with almost every gun.
Oh. Well, then.
So each
AP,
box of
yes.
AP costs you €120, but...
so $120 for 100 bullets.
Yep.
So I'm going to buy 2 of those.
Armor piercing, the way that it works, Spooty, in case you don't know, is it halves the stopping power of every single piece of armor the bullet hits, but it also halves the damage that the bullet outputs. So that's the trade-off.
So it gets through armor, but it doesn't hurt them as much?
Correct.
Correct.
So
let
low,
me just start with standard. Let me start.
Okay, I mean you can get one of each, right? You can get 1 box of the regular and 1 box of armor piercing.
Well,
and if you run into somebody wearing incredibly heavy armor, you can be like, changing magazines. Say it really, really as loud as you can, so everyone in the next room over hears it.
Okay, all right. So all right, I guess. Well, how would I put that on my character sheet?
Just put it in the description.
Yeah, I would put it in description or somewhere on the items list. Now,
so I could say I have 2 clips, and I say 1 clip AP, 1 clip standard.
Yep. Just make sure you're tracking all that money.
So that's 120 plus 40, so 160. Okay.
So there's more guns after the gun chapter. They're old guns. They're on page 66/69, just in case anyone wants. Actual guns that definitely really exist, like the M16 or the AUG, are all there. In some ways, they aren't as good, and in some other ways, they're pretty good.
So my question is, now, okay, I'm good. Never mind. I'm good.
All right. If you're good with weapons, armor starts on page 67/70. You're probably going to want armor to cover all parts of your body. If you're a really, real badass, and you also like people going, oh my god, he's walking around looking like Master Chief, you could buy a Metal Gear. If you don't want everyone to know that you're about to shoot them, consider an armor jacket and pants.
And this goes in gear?
There is a section of your sheet that has armor on it, and it's just the top area. So top right hand corner, there is a section that says SP, and then it has all of your body parts.
Gotcha.
And the SP of each armor piece will be placed up there. But the gear itself will be under, yes, you will place the equipment under the gear list.
I'm getting skin weave, so I think I'm okay for armor.
Skin weave is SP12.
Yeah,
right.
SP12 entire body. Yep.
Not bad. I mean, not the greatest, but not bad.
I mean,
certainly it's better than being shot in an unarmored foot. That's, no one is going to deny that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was the cost of the extra ammo? It was ×3, right?
For what?
For AP ammo.
×3. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're gonna get all of character creation done tonight. I think people are gonna spend all week working on items, but that's quite all right.
Yeah.
Can I at least roll my cyberware humanity?
Yeah. So you're definitely taking the 10,000 deal? Okay.
I'm also taking the deal.
Okay, then let me get down to that chapter so we can work out just how badly I'm about to screw you.
Perfect.
I'm glad that you're both very accepting of this. Neural wear, blah, 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 blah. Implants. Sorry, it's at the end of the chapter, not the beginning. Spike hands.
It's running out of cash. Yeah. It's page.
Yep, I'm there. All right. Glimo, did you join the covert military? Did you take up a life of organized crime, or did you sell out to the corps?
Life of organized crime.
Perfect. That matches you so well. What is the catch? Hostages, blackmail, sabotage chipware, monitored, command kill, safeguard, or remote detonator?
I'd say it's either blackmail or remote detonator, and I'll give you DM's choice on that.
It's remote detonator for sure. Okay. Tell me about the crime organization you work for. Is it the traditional mafia? Is it the Russian mafia?
So my
state police
father figure, Maliko, heads a crime syndicate, and I sold my soul to their organization in order to get all cybered up and join.
For sure. But what are they? Are they the mafia? Like the mafia? The Irish mob? Sam Crow?
So he's Pacific Islander, so they're the Tagalog mafia.
Well, let me throw this at you. Maybe the Chinese triads?
It specifically said Pacific Islander when I rolled his backstory, not Chinese.
Well, I assure you, their triads have connection in the Pacific Islands.
Sure, yeah,
but
sure.
No,
triads.
I'm putting Tagalog Mafia out here.
Okay.
Listen, you might not know this unless you actually read Starship Troopers, but Johnny Rico is Tagalog.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The casting for Starship Troopers, the movie, was unique.
I will admit I did not remember that fact.
Yeah, he's Tagalog. His dad is too. Yep.
Because, I read the book when I was like 10. Which is the right age to read Heinlein.
Ooh, no, it is not. Doesn't he have a book about a weird mad scientist banging his daughter on a time-traveling trip to
all
Mars?
That stuff goes over your head when you're 10.
I guess.
I mean, or you just become really twisted.
Yeah,
one or the other.
I think it's the other
Can't really
one.
tell which happened to me.
Okay, let's skip sideways. Henley, covert military, life of organized crime, or selling out to the corpse?
Corpse, come on.
Oh boy, what corp did you sell out to?
Probably
ESA?
ESA, yeah.
You're deep with the ESA. Wow, it really sucks that you went against them then. That's a dangerous life. What's the catch? Hostage, blackmail, sabotage chipware, monitored, command kill, company safeguard, or remote detonator?
Company safeguard.
Ooh, so you cannot willingly harm a member of the ESA.
But that doesn't stop me from doing exposés and shit. I just can't shoot them.
Correct.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
Sure, but they can start knifing you to death in an alley and you can't defend yourself, so...
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Run that Cyberpunk.
So I'm getting flak pants.
Yes.
Does that give me 20 SP on each leg, or is it 10 on each leg?
Nope, it's 20 on each leg.
Okay, and what is the HS check block under the arms and legs? What does that mean?
I don't know. Ignore it for now.
Okay. Sorry.
I think that might be something to do with like cybernetics or something like that.
Maybe, yeah.
That's fine.
Like it might be heat shielded or something.
So one thing to note.
ENC? What's ENC?
Encumbrance.
Oh.
Encumbrance.
So one thing to note is that by having flak pants, they have a EV value of 1, so they lower your reflex by 1.
So just put encumbrance. Oh no, that's EV. Okay, that's different.
Yeah, EV is encumbrance value. It should automatically lower your reflex on your sheet.
It did not. So actually, maybe I need to do -1. No, I won't want to do -1. No, I put 1 and it still.
Put encumbrance of 1 and it might work. Let's see here. I'm gonna try to roll your reflex It included a -1 in the roll.
Oh, did it? Oh, okay.
Yep,
Okay.
it'll do it for you. Don't worry. We got this working.
It doesn't affect your reflex skills.
Yes.
But it does affect you when you're doing combat reflex stuff. So
yeah, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm probably gonna finish the rest of my buys during the week because
absolutely. So let me ask real quick: Are you going to take a deal to take 10,000 Eurobucks for free cyberware? You can only spend that money on cyberware.
Me?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so you don't want to get totally cybered up.
Not yet.
Okay.
I mean, I can still buy a couple of cyberware things. I think that I can afford.
Okay. I'm gonna make that offer again, Drumurboy. Cyberware, 10,000.
I think I got enough money to do it on my own.
Jillian, cyberware.
No way.
Okay. The people who haven't played are the ones not taking the deal, which should be a red alert, but there we go.
Yeah, there's that.
All right, here's one thing we definitely need to do. I'm sorry to interrupt everybody. One thing we absolutely must do is make sure that you put money into your lifestyle and housing correctly before you spend money on everything else. So if you have a chance to drop what you're doing, let's move over to that, because if you run out of money and you don't have food, you're just going to starve to death.
Okay.
So I would ask that you start with housing first. So this is on page let's have the page number here. It's page 68/71.
Yeah.
All right. Lower right hand corner is going to tell you lifestyle. So if you want to have a cell phone, not only you have to buy the cell phone, you also have to buy a cell phone service. Data terminal. So if you want to use the internet anywhere, it's €1 a minute. Credship account is if you want to have a bank account you store your money in, probably you want to have that. Trauma team account gets you a credit card sized object that if you break it, calls in an ambulance armed with 2 huge autocannons to come drag your ass to a hospital. It's a pretty cool thing to have if you've got an extra $500. Groceries are by week, not by month. So figure out what you need to survive this month, or at the very least the first week. Kibble is exactly what it sounds like.
It's dog food. Literally dog food.
Housing is the important one we really need to cover. Utilities are $100 a month, but they're multiplied by where you live. And then you need to decide on, do you live in a coffin hotel, a hotel room, an apartment condo, a house? And if it's an apartment condo or a house, you have to choose the number of rooms. Then you multiply that by where it is, or you're just homeless, in which case you probably want to have a bedroll and a tent and a really, really large gun.
So I'm going to do an apartment. A one-room house is cheaper than an apartment.
That's correct.
I'm going to do a one-room house in my home sweet combat zone.
All right, I'm just want to remind you, in the combat zone, murders happen all the time. There are needles in the front yard. Cops don't answer calls there.
Yeah. And
all right, as long as you're cool with it.
25 years.
All right. You're like, I was born to the darkness.
Yeah. So how do I note this on my character sheet?
There is a space on the character sheet for it.
Is there? I just put it all under gear.
There is a space on the character sheet for it, actually. I don't remember where it is, but I saw somebody do it.
It's like at the very top there's circles, and you just click homes.
Yep, homes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here it is.
So you add a home in combat zone 1
done.
And utilities.
It doesn't let you pick both, though. That's kind of stupid.
Yeah, you have to put it in twice, but
So status is probably, I'm guessing, danger for me.
Safe for now.
Oh.
So the status will change as people that are hunting you learn where you live.
Oh, that's great.
For Watchers of Night City, you might remember that Dante had a separate safe house filled with guns and ammunition that he never told anybody about. I don't think he ever used it, but I made sure Dave knew that I had it just in case I needed to run away after throwing someone off a roof.
So should I subtract that 150 right now?
Yes.
From my
Gotcha. You also have to decide on what groceries are in your...
Well, it's actually 250 because you have utilities as well.
Yep. Yeah, it's 150 plus 100 for utilities. Plus, you have to get a bank account and all that other stuff. I just want to make sure you all are aware of these before you spend all of your money on a nice car. And then you're like, well, no, I have no place to live.
The credit chip account is $20 a month.
Is there like a miscellaneous tab for
Yeah,
cash
just
stuff?
the last one, just notes you can put there.
You can put it under gear or notes, yes.
So is there any benefit to me getting better quality food?
It's called role playing.
You have role playing. Like, do you just eat? Let me ask you a question. Do you eat dog food?
I mean, I haven't tried it, you know? Okay, gotcha. Okay.
My guy's totally.
I just wasn't sure. It's like, oh, you're
Flash.
eating more nutritious food, so like that benefits you physically in some direct way. Okay.
I mean, I would
But
point
be
out that
consistent with your character.
in mid-center of entertainment, it'll say restaurant meal, and it tells you, you know, like one excellent restaurant meal costs as much as an entire week of kibble. So
Yeah.
that should tell you that kibble is not very good.
His place is in a moderate zone. If he goes out to nice places, and when he's at home, he eats kibble.
Wow. Okay. Oh, that makes sense for you because when you go out, you're making business deals with important people,
Yeah.
but when you go home, you're just street trash.
Yep.
Wow. I love this.
I like to mix kibble with my generic pre-pack, you know, have some broccoli with some dog food on the side.
I mean, generic pre-pack is like Hungry Man or Stouffer's or something like that.
Yeah,
Good
it's broccoli
pre-pack
man
is like
variety.
Marie
Yeah.
Sounds
Calendar,
like
I
an
guess.
MRE type thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Fresh food. $300 a week for fresh
Man,
food. That
fresh
actually
food
sounds
looks
about
so
right.
good.
300 for
Babe.
fresh fruit?
Yeah.
Dude,
Welcome to the
300
cyber
is like-
future. Listen, you have to pay for air in this game if you live in
that's
Europe.
true.
All right, so I've got my I've got my housing, I've got my utilities, I've got my credit chip account, I've got my generic pre-pack per week, and I still have $3,000 to spend on
All right.
Cyberpunk.
You have a cell phone and a cell phone account? Do you have a car?
I don't.
Do you have furniture for your house? Because furniture's in the upper right-hand corner and it costs money.
God, this just feels like real life.
All right, I play games to escape real life, Arthur. All right, I'll add that shit.
During the week. Okay.
Is
Yeah.
there
Yep.
no chance that I can find a sofa or like something on the side of the road and just like bring it up to my apartment? Like, is that not going to happen?
No, but you could have that happen in gameplay. I'd point out
Okay.
a futon is cheaper than wooden furniture. Listen, they describe the basic kit. All right, it might be at the beginning of the gear section. They describe what the normal average person carries on them. I think it's a bag with a SMG, a sleeping bag, and that's about it. That's what most people live off of. All right, here it is. The outfit. The cyberpunk future is mobile. Like the cowboys of the Old West, most people carry their lives on the back. Miniaturized sleeping, eating, and entertainment components crammed into carryalls and back seats of cars. A typical outfit includes an inflatable bed, compressed sleeping bag, micro stereo, handful of tapes or data chips, a laptop or pocket computer, cyber modem and cables, pocket cell phone, handgun, SMG, or knife, body armor, and personal things. This is everything most people own. So the fact that you guys have houses to live in puts you ahead of 90% of humanity.
Oh fuck! I could live in a coffin.
Yes. It's a coffin hotel, so it's literally
1%.
imagine you live in a morgue essentially.
Yeah. Like those Japanese pod hotels, but even worse.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds bad. So yes,
It's pretty much that, except
it's
Well,
literally you
trailer
fold your arms like a vampire while someone pushes your steel table into the wall.
I stayed in a hostel once where you sleep in like the little pods.
This sounds horrible. I am filled with terror. Can you even
wasn't that
sleep
bad.
on something smaller than a queen bed? Like, oh my god.
Well, I'm like 5 feet tall.
If
so,
I
you
don't
know,
have a
it's little easier.
special, super big and fluffy pillow and one of those egg crate things underneath my mattress, I can't even live.
and 4 butlers.
Oh, don't even talk about the butlers.
It's great. Like you get to hear like the other people breathing around you. Like that's awesome.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like white noise to go to sleep with.
So relaxing.
So, are you both taking a coffin then?
No, I'm doing an apartment.
Excellent.
Yeah.
The whole closed coffin hotel is like an airplane just recycling all the breath that goes around from each person to person.
I mean, the coffin hotel actually costs more than the apartment because it's $20 a night.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you don't own a house, you got to stay someplace.
Can I, Arthur?
No,
can I
you
roll
have
my
to use it
humanity
every night,
score?
or could you spend some nights on the streets and some nights in your coffin hotel?
I mean,
I don't know why you'd want to
probably
do
split it
that,
up
but
by I'm assuming food goes like you just times it by 4, so we do monthly.
Yeah, if you want to.
Mhm.
Yes.
That makes stuff
Arthur-
easier because like it's all changing at the same time.
Can I roll my humanity cost?
Please do.
Please. Okay. So I'll do it by chunk, because otherwise I won't know how much each one costs.
Yep.
So I will do my neural processor chunk,
This could be the big
which
one.
is 2d6 plus 1d6 divided by 2 plus 4. So 2d6 plus 4. Oh my god.
Wow, double sixes.
Oof.
Holy shit. What's it like being fucking owned,
Sorry,
dude?
Dave.
6. Okay, so that's 2. So that's 18.
Oh my
for
God.
That. I'll just mark it down here.
Holy
18.
cow. Wow, that cyberware really
next-
sucked the life out of you.
Yeah, next is my eye modules for both eyes, which is 46 plus 5.
Wow.
I'm sorry, what was the 2d6 plus 4, Dave?
That was for my neural processor.
Isn't the basic processor only 1d6?
He's putting more stuff in there.
Yep.
Oh,
I
okay.
got neural processor, interface
Oh, okay.
plug, smart
Okay,
plug,
okay,
plug,
okay.
data term plug, and a chipware socket. So,
Okay.
okay, that's pretty high as well.
Yeah, that's
Goddamn.
awful. 23 and 46 plus 5.
Dude.
It's nearly max. You could do worse,
okay.
but only barely.
What's your empathy right now?
10. It's 10 total. I got the maximum empathy.
Well, right
just for
now
this case.
he's looking at almost a -4.
Yeah. So now I'm going to do my hearing module, which is 2d6 plus 7.5. Okay. 15.5. That's not so
It's
bad.
not terrible. It's not great, but not terrible. Is that everything?
No, I have extra.
4.3 retogens. Not great, not terrible.
And this is for my digital recorder, skin weave, muslin, bone lace, and synth skin.
Okay.
So this is 2d6 plus 1d6 divided by 2 plus 2. So, you know,
All right.
good stuff.
Something to note for the rest of you. While you're buying cars, you have to determine whether the vehicle is electric or powered by synth gasoline. Wow, Dave, you are just getting rolled constantly. The 2d6
That's
isn't
12.
bad, but the 1d6 still ended up pretty bad.
All right, so 12.
Yeah.
I can't drive, so I use my skateboard with the alternate the wheels.
I
No
don't
crash
think I'm going
wheels.
to turn cyber psychotic. So let's see. My total humanity cost is 12 plus.
I will make a piece of equipment you can buy to act like a harpoon, but I want to tell you ahead of time that they're going to be super illegal.
Sure.
Because
Great.
they're also illegal in Snow Crash.
Well, like
Okay.
I have apparently an illegal assault rifle too. So
What
the
do you?
fuck?
What assault rifle do you have?
The FN.
The Finral. Yeah, not bad. Why is that illegal? It's just dangerous.
I thought you said. Oh, maybe you're talking to Spooty. I was in my own.
Oh, I was talking about the 20mm autocannon. It's a 2 foot long. It fires like sabot rounds. It's
Okay.
specifically used to kill cyber
Kenneth
psychos.
Cross.
That's true. It actually was used to kill Kenneth Cross.
That makes more sense because I was like, why would this assault rifle? be
No, the
illegal?
assault rifle isn't illegal. It's the super mass. It's like Vulcan Raven from Metal Gear Solid. All right. Dave, how close are you to finishing up those rolls?
I got a total of 68.5 humanity.
Jesus Christ. You are riding the edge of cyberpsychosis, my friend.
Wow.
All right. For the rest of us, some of you will be able to afford cyberware, mostly Glimo. The rest of you might be able to get one or two things. The deal is always there. You have all week. I, the devil, will be there to offer you 10,000 free cyberbucks just in case you want to get cybered up.
Arthur, do you want me to roll tonight? Do you want to roll during the week?
Do you know everything that you want to get right now?
Yes.
Okay, well then do it now while we do outros. Glimo, we're not going to do you. We're not going to do you first. You do your rolls. We're going to do everybody else. Spootnik, you're in the upper right-hand corner now, so let's go with you.
All right, my name is Spootnik. You can find me on Twitter and what's the other one? Instagram at Spootnik_71. Sometimes I tweet things and other times I post pictures of food. That's about it. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll be here.
Thanks for hanging out with us while we do this.
Yep. Jillian, what do you got?
Yeah, my name is Jillian, aka Refashionista. If you just search any social channel, any search engine for Refashionista, you'll find me doing some DIY fashion stuff where I look like way cuter than I do right now. And yeah, have a good night.
Dave.
Hello, I'm Cyberpsychotic Dave.
You're not there yet, but it's close.
Yeah, so hey everyone, thanks for watching. What can I say? I love this game. I think it's great. We're going to have a lot of fun playing this game, I think. And yeah, I'm really excited to get started.
I just want to be clear. You've changed your muscles, your actual human skin, your eyes, and part of your spine. That is why you're having problems.
You gotta report the news somehow.
and my ears. My ears.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Drumurboy, what do you got?
The first time Coltan meets Nash, he'll be like, I heard about you. You're that insane motherfucker that replaced himself.
Oh, yes.
I'm Drumurboy. I make music, put it on the internet. And you can find it on Spotify as a Drumurboy, or Bandcamp as Drumurboy. Or if you like the roleplay music I've made, you can find it on Roleplay Radio and the Roleplay Bandcamp, respectively. And that's where it'll live after roleplay is gone,
which will be soon. Yeah, pretty soon, I would think.
My empathy
I'm not 100% sure, because like the people seem to be enjoying the Star Wars
only losing 3 points.
It might not have another like 4 or 5 months in it.
Okay,
I'm not sure.
That's good, but it's been here for so long. All right, Glimo, what'd you say? You're down 40.
I'm down 3 points. I'm down 35.5.
Wow.
Humanity loss.
That's finger looking good.
I'm getting tech hair, basic processor, chip socket, some chips, a voice synth, skin weave, shift tax in one eye, basic eye in the other eye, color shift on the eye that I'm changing, plus Times Square marquee and low light vision.
Oh, you want to know what the news is?
Basic hearing, a bug detector, and voice stress analyzer.
Jeez.
Oh, interesting.
Should I go through all mine as well?
Like, yeah, you might as well. Just pile it on here in the last minute.
Okay, so neural web processor, interface plugs for smart gun and data term, and a chipware socket. No chipware yet. Basic eye module for the left eye is targeting scope, Times Square marquee, tele-optics, and low light vision. The right eye is a micro video optic, allows me to record videos, and a digital camera. In terms of the ears, I have a radio link, which means I can listen to all bands. I have a phone splice, which allows me to have my phone in my pocket and then make calls without having to touch anything.
We call that Bluetooth.
Yeah. A voice stress analyzer, which allows me to, compare two types of voices together and to see if someone's lying. I have a digital recording link. I have a sound editing thing, which allows me to like remove all noise from something when I'm recording someone talking and stuff like that. I have amplified hearing. I have a scrambler, which makes all of my communications like impossible to crack unless I have a descrambler on them. And I have a wideband radio scanner, which allows me to tap into radio signals around me at all times. Then I also have my extra stuff, which is extra space for digital recording. So instead of it being 20 minutes, I get like 2 hours and 20 minutes now. I have skin weave, which is armor across the entire body. Muscle and bone lace, which makes my BTM +2. I don't know how that works on the sheet. Do I do -4 now, or do I put it to 0?
Did it not automatically?
No. It doesn't have.
Then set it to -4. Yeah.
Cool. Which is really good. And then I also have synth skin, which is like tattoos all over my body, depending on the chip that I have in my head. So
okay, friends. Clearly, some of us are more cybered than others. The rest of our friends here will work on their inventory throughout the week. If you want to make skill changes, or when you finish your inventory, just send me a list in our cash channel. We'll be back next week. Radisaurus should have the overlays for us. We got thumbnails. We got all sorts of stuff. We should be ready to go. I will be offering these fine friends a mission that they must complete on behalf of their new employer, Dante Fierro. Have a good night. We'll see you then. All right, can I do this correctly? Swish. No, I did it too soon. I did the right direction, though. I'll buy that.